Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer and moved to Arsenal. First of all, just before I get into the transfers, let me just touch on yesterday. Just not clinical enough, Arsenal. Created enough chances. On another day, we could have won the game pretty easily, but weren't able to break down the two banks of four that Stoke erected once they got that goal. And also yesterday, it showed that the defence for me still needs strengthening. And when I say defence, I'm more talking about a holding midfielder type shield player that protects that back four. I mean, it was so sloppy, the goal that we gave away. And then once the other team is through, they seem to be always straight through on our defence. And we paid for that yesterday. And one person yesterday I was looking at and thinking to myself, we could have done with him yesterday, was Alexis Sanchez. In a game like that, where you need to break down a team that's dogged in defence, you need a guy like Alexis Sanchez. Can we keep hold of him? He must have been sitting at home thinking to himself, maybe I need to go to City. You know what I mean? And that is the worry right now. And you know what? I was driving home last night and I was already predicting what the headlines were going to be in the newspapers today. And I was saying to myself, I know tomorrow's all going to be about Alexis Sanchez and new offers and stuff like that. And predictably, that's exactly what it's about. One newspaper going with a big headline that Manchester City are about to come in and offer £70 million for Alexis Sanchez. Now, would Arsenal be able to turn that down for a player that's got 1 year left on his contract? Would they be able to turn that down? Of course, if they sold Alexis Sanchez to Manchester City, we could kiss our chances of winning the league goodbye, which is already looks slim. Let alone, you know, if we just can't contemplate giving Manchester City Alexis Sanchez, right? So, but £70 million, could they turn that down? It'd be really difficult. There's other news outlets that are saying that Manchester City are prepared to offer Alexis Sanchez record-breaking £400,000 a week in wages, which would be about £325,000 plus add-ons, image rights, etc., which would take it up to that fee, which again, you know, Alexis Sanchez would be desperate to get that sort of wages. Arsenal are not willing to offer that amount. That's a huge, huge sum. I mean, it's a mess. We know about it. We've known about it all summer. It should have been sorted out. But now more than ever, I look at yesterday's game and I say, if we are to mount any challenge whatsoever, Arsene Wenger has to stick to his guns and he has to keep Alexis Sanchez. If we lose 50 million, we lose 50 million. If we lose 70 million, we lose 70 million. There's not the replacements out there for a world-class player like that. We must keep hold of him. And Arsene Wenger was being asked about transfers in his press conference after the game. And he was saying, listen, I don't really want to talk about transfers right now. At the moment, I'm concentrating on getting players out, he keeps saying. Now, listen, that's not what fans want to hear right now. I think we need a couple of players in that squad. Definitely two positions that were blaringly obvious yesterday. One of them, defensive midfielder. Now, there's guys like William Carvalho available. Why not go there, 35, 40 million and get that deal done? You could bring in a proper defensive midfielder. We missed that. We need a shield there. We don't have it. A creative midfielder. Now, Santi Cazorla, love the guy, but he's been injured now way over a year. Is he going to ever come back in an Arsenal shirt? If he does this season, it will only be for a couple of months. We need a creative player. Yesterday, you could see it. When a team goes 1-0 up, we've got the attacking players, but you've got to have that guy who's going to make that killer pass or do that one little bit of trickery that unlocks that defence. We do not have that. Should we be moving for Jean-Michel Seri of Nice, who would also be available at the right price? These guys are gettable if Arsenal put the money on the table. But Arsene Wenger at the moment seems to be talking about, oh, I've got this big squad, I need to get players out. All right, of course you do. And of course you're going to get that done. I'm sure some of those players will be moving. But you also equally need to be concentrating on getting a couple of top quality players in to add to the squad. We've got a very good squad, but I still think we need a couple of additions. Couple other rumours. Draxler today being linked with Arsenal again, being linked with a host of other teams, even though his agent has already said Draxler's not going to be going, but he could be surplus to requirements at PSG. Would Draxler be the answer for Arsenal? Got a lot of players who are really play in that sort of position, but Draxler being linked with Arsenal, and Jack Wilshere being linked today with AC Milan. Reports saying that Arsenal have even offered him to AC Milan. Again, who knows? As I said, Wenger seems to be putting a really strong emphasis at the moment on getting players out rather than getting players in. What do you guys think? After yesterday's game, what do we need? What do you look on that team and think Arsenal essentially need? Leave it in the comments below. Let me know. Thanks for watching AFTV Transfer Daily today, and we'll be back tomorrow.